Yo guys, what's going on? My name is JDam. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my video. Today, we are going to try something new. We are going to make our very own gun case, more of like a casual, off the radar type of case, using a very fancy briefcase right here. We're going to be basically DIYing our own little gun carrier case. For this instance, we're just going to be focusing on my MP7 build, a gas blowback one. I thought it looked really nice in a suitcase, and I wanted to show you guys the steps on doing this. So if you're in the situation of needing a gun case, but you don't want to spend all the money, or maybe you just want to be fun and do something just completely out there, something really cool and retro, this video is for you. If you enjoy the video and like to see more content, go ahead and hit that like button. And of course, comment down below. Let your comment be sacrificed by the YouTube algorithm god. It helps out my channel, and I absolutely appreciate it. Anyways, let's get into the video. So, ideally, what we'll be doing in this video is we'll be taking a simple, ordinary briefcase and retrofitting it to fit my gas blowback MP7 and kind of make it a cool little gun case, honestly. For indoor guns, I really like to be special and have really cool cases. I just think it would look really nice with the MP7, so I'm really excited to do that. But of course, you can obviously pick these up from like antique malls, farmers markets, garage sales, or maybe your own parents might even have one. They're relatively cheap for what they are because not everybody uses a briefcase anymore. We're kind of switching out of that into a digital era. So that leaves a lot of these guys out on the market for relatively cheap to be picked up. And today we're going to be retrofitting it for one of my pieces. So yeah, I'm super excited. Let's get into it. So starting off, we're going to take this briefcase right here and I'm going to retrofit it and then add insulation foam so we can then put our replica piece in here. I picked this up at a flea market, antique mall, even at my parents' house. I mean, they're everywhere. They're not used anymore, but that just makes a new use for these. This is probably going to be a good indoor carrying case for it, just because of the slick leather design of the case. We're then going to retrofit this MP7 gas blowback with all the accessories on it. So I'm really excited, and yeah, let's get into it. So for tools that you're going to need, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need a box knife. You're going to need a tape measure, some really super sticky glue, Gorilla Glue, and a permanent Sharpie, preferably silver, just because it shows up better on the black mat. Now this is just a 1-inch thick foam mat that I took from a job site at work. It's really good and really tense, and I think it'll be absolutely perfect for this case right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out the tape measure, we're going to measure the interiors of the gun case, and then we're going to put it on the foam, and then we're going to cut that out. So from side to side, we are looking at 42 inches by 29. So we got 42 by 29. We're gonna take that out. We're gonna take our tape measure. We're gonna measure this out on this foam right here. And then we're gonna take our knife and then we're gonna cut out the outside of the actual case, and then I'll show you after all that's done. Okay, so this right here is what we'll be cutting out and putting inside of this briefcase right here. This is just excess space. We're probably just gonna chuck it or save it for a future project later. Next step to do is we're gonna take our electrical knife and we're going to cut out the perimeters of our shape, and then we'll move into the next step. Like that. So this is what we will have to put inside of that guy. So once we have that, we need to now get the outline and make sure our foam is sitting in the case correctly. We're going to take our foam, we're going to insert it in, and it's pretty much flush with the front of it, which is what we want. We want that extra padding to protect it. We will have to trim some of the foam out on the little hinges of the suitcase right here, but that shouldn't take no time. But from there, we're going to secure it, and then we're going to bring the gun over. We're going to map the gun, and then we're going to cut it out. So let's get started. Okay, so taking a closer look at the gun case that we're doing, we cut the foam out, and I also cut out these little subsections for the hinges so it wouldn't get into the way. But it's absolutely flush with the top, and it's that nice thick dense foam that's going to be really good. So then when we add our MP7, it will be snug. And then of course we're going to do cutouts for the reticle, the grip, and the laser sight we have on the top. And then maybe, depending on space, we'll do a cutout for mags, or we can try to retrofit the mags out of this already installed flap right here for papers and stuff. But ideally this is what we want to use. Just a nice clean cut surface. And now we're going to trace it, and then we're going to cut out the tracing. So, after we did that, and we have it traced, this is what it's going to look like. Pretty cut out. We are a little tight on space, but you know what? I think we're going to make it. I think this is going to come out just as good. The next step to do, since we have it all drawn out on the foam, is to take our electro box knife, and we're going to cut it out. And then from there, we'll move on to the absolute next step. Alright, so we just finished out cutting out the foam. We no longer need that middle section, and ideally this is basically what you want. Just a foam cutout with the gun flush in it, because again this padding is probably going to protect it if I was to drop it. But yeah, so once we have that, we are going to place the foam back on the gun, and we're basically just going to do a little bit of touch-up work just to make sure that there's no snags or anything like that. And then from there, we're going to take the foam, or sections of foam, and then we're going to install them into the briefcase, and then from there we'll go into our final part of getting it all set up, ready to go. So let's get started. So with the foam in to the case, this is what we're basically looking at. Basically this is the end product, so all we have to do now is basically take out the gun, and then we're going to put on our Gorilla Glue. We're going to secure the insides and stuff, and then we're going to work on this top section where we're going to be installing the magazines and speed loaders for this gun. But so far this is what we have right here. Pretty straightforward. The best part, probably the best way to tackle this, is we're going to take the foam out. We're going to put glue on the inside walls of the case, and then we're going to do giant X's with the glue on this foam. Kind of just make sure it sticks and doesn't slide on. I want it to be stable, and should work. Okay, from there we're going to take our gun case, we're going to add glue, and then we're going to stick it in. take our foam. We're going to install it now into the case, like so. Press down on that, make sure everything's good. And then we're gonna take our gun, even though we don't have a lot of glue, and we're gonna stick it in there so it stretches everything out so everything can be nice and tight. Make sure to wipe off any excess glue so you don't get glue on your gun. Yep. Cool. And then from there, we're just gonna find something heavy. We're gonna set it on top, and then we're gonna give it about 10 to 15 minutes so the glue can stay, and then the case will be completed. So after we have the gun foam cut out and glued in, this is basically what we'll be looking at on the inside of the gun case. Pretty clean for what it is. So knowing that we have the gun taken care of, our next question is magazines. Now obviously a lot of people will cut the magazines into the foam itself, which you could, but since I'm only doing a little bit of room, or I guess I only have a little bit of room to work with, I'm actually just gonna end up putting the mags in this top pocket right here. Now, depending on the briefcase that you had, it kind of varies. I like to use Velcro, or even just inserting the mag into it like that, but it keeps it all right here. You can put some Velcro for some patches and you're all good to go. Anyways, that is it. That is the gun case that I'm doing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, hit that like button, and like always, I'll see you on the field. Peace.